Okay, as we can see, our loader, it just loaded, and here we are. Is the floor plan that we were looking at in 2D. Here it is in 3D. And one of the nice things about 3D is that you can stay around in 3D for a long period of time and not having to go back to 2D if you didn't want to. Because there are a lot of editing features that are just unique just to the 3D side. For example, with floors, we can do the same things that we did last time. We can change depth, we can change the size, the scale of it. Also, some neat things, we can change the colors, right? So if I select colors here, I can pick color changes to the floor. And besides colors, we can also make texture modifications. So if I were to choose a floor texture, we would see it. As you can see also that you can mix colors and textures together and get different effects. In this case, I've never seen a wood this red, but if we turn it back to white, it will show the default of that texture. So the texture is clear here, right? So those are some of the modifications that can be done to items in 3D, including floors. And if I can revert this back by clicking on none. I kind of like that floor, so let me leave it like this for now. Click on update. Alright, so the next thing is any objects on the floor can be modified. So let's say if I choose a figure, the modifications are limited to moving them around and perhaps scaling them or rotating them. And so that's one of the things I can do. If I click update, I can pick, and there are other objects that has more interesting options. For example, this panel, if I choose it, besides moving it around, I have graphic options and I have color options. So color options are, as you can see here, this automatically tells me these are the colors I can change. Panel color. If I click on that, here are the color choices for the panel. If I just choose one, my panel color appears. Just very simple. Powder coat is the framing on this object. So I can choose powder coat, and that changes the borders of the colors of that panel. So very intuitive stuff. And besides colors, I have also the option to add graphics to this panel. And graphic 1, I'm assuming for this panel, is front. Graphic 2 will be the back. So if I click on graphic 1, it automatically takes me to my list of graphics. Lets me choose it. And then I get to scale this. Since this is a vertical panel, I'm just going to make this graphic space vertical and click OK. And here we are. The panel is filled in with the graphic that I've chosen. And the good thing about this also is I can change my mind and say, you know what, let me click on the graphic and I want to move this over here. Yep. Modified. All the changes are automatically done for me. And I can even change my mind and change to a new graphic. So I'm never stuck with one option. So in 3D, I am able to navigate all of my choices my looks, whatever I want. And if I don't want that, I can hit clear, hit OK, and go back to no graphics. Same thing with colors. I can always go back to the panel color that I wanted. And if I'm done playing around with this panel, I can click on update, and it keeps my my choices for me. Some of the other options are of course, besides being able to navigate through anything, I can decide, without going back to the 2D side, add an object to the scene. So if I click on add, I get my little library, the same one that I get on the 2D side, pop up, and I can scroll down, or I can click in a search term and find something to insert. Let's say like this couch, click on it, and here it is. And with the 3D, unlike the 2D where you can do a drag and drop, the 3D only allows you to click on an object and the object would appear in the center of the floor plan. Okay, so in the center of the plan, I can click on the couch, and then with my property panels, move them where I want them, rotate. All the stuff I can do on the 2D, I can also do in the 3D, except it's not drag and drop at this time, but you're not limited by whatever you want to do. And of course here, let's see what I have choices with this. Looks like the choice is limited to 2 colors, but these objects have choices, and then I can click on update, and that keeps the object. Okay, but if you find working in 2D faster, easier, that's okay too. You can go back to 2D and make those updates, and then they'll be ready for you in the 3D side, but you have to hit save. Okay, besides navigating the ability to add stuff, I can also here's some things I can do. I can change the background of my floor plans by putting contrast between my subject and the background, so I can do that. And there are other features like, for example, if we look at our little sub menu here, which we can always collapse, but if we open it up, we can see that show price list is a feature that's for the pro users, that if some of the items on the scene have pricing associated with it, you can see what your totals are. And here I can hide everything else, and it will only show items that have pricing, and it totals them up for me. It basically says, hey, these chairs are $360 each, you have 12 of them, and the Magna counters, here they are. So you can basically get the idea. All right, if I click away and it goes away, that screen goes away, and go back to my rendering, I can take a picture of this this save image by clicking here. It will download a JPEG of this scene. And first, let me exit this window. Okay. If you send this floor plan to someone else, those editing features that I'm selecting and the properties appearing would not be available to that person. actually they would not be able to select anything. The only thing they'll be able to do is navigate the scene. But selection, that's to the owner of the floor plan. Okay.